Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the Mini Cooper in the garage here. The motor mount is shot on this thing. A very common problem on these Mini Coopers. This happens to be a 2017 two-door Mini Cooper S, and it has about 72,000 miles on it. But we're going to dive into this whole motor mount replacement here for you, take you guys along for the journey on how to replace one of these. Hopefully it's not too bad. I've watched a couple of other videos to get a feel for what we need to do, so we're going to hop into it here, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so to start off, we have the Cooper up in the air here. We're going to zip off all these 8mm bolts that you can see here and get this cover off, because we're actually going to use a jack to support the engine, because it's going to sag quite a bit when we remove that mount. So I actually want to get that supported with the jack first, and then we can start diving in under the hood and tearing stuff apart. There we go. Now we can see where we can put a jack under right here carefully. It's the oil pan, so you don't want to damage that, but we'll get I think I'll do a block of wood right here and then the jack, just to be careful. Just like that. Just so we've got some pressure on there so it doesn't move down when we take that mount off. Alright guys, so right there is the motor mount. Those 3 bolts right there attach it to the engine side, and then as you can see there's a bunch of AC lines in the way here, so it's going to be tricky getting some of these bolts out. We're going to need quite a few tools, some Torx Sockets, you'll need those, and then also probably a swivel adapter for your sockets or ratchets. I can't get a good view. Oh yeah, I can get it from here, guys. Check that out. You see that triangle, upside down triangle looking metal aluminum piece down there? There's supposed to be rubber around that. There is 0 rubber left on this one. It is blown out in a bad way. I have not seen too many of them that are this bad, so definitely shot. You don't even have to look for leaking hydraulic fluid out of it. It is just completely missing. So guys, to get at this and attempt the replacement, we're going to have to remove this headlight assembly. So we got some bolts here. There's one down here and here and here. So I have read and seen that you're supposed to replace these guys. They're special mounts and things for the alignment of the headlight, but I don't have those pieces, so we're going to put it back in with reusing them and see if we can get it aligned enough to work. So okay guys, so for getting the headlight off, we're going to need a extension here, and this is a T30 Torx, and then also a 10mm socket for this bolt on the side. So we're going to see if we can zip these off. I've heard there's Loctite on them. We'll see if this impact helps with that. Make sure we're going in reverse. Well, that one came off easy. That's probably the easiest one, huh? I started with the easy one first. And then we have another one way down here. And then we have the other one down here. So they all came off pretty easy for me, guys, and we're going to do that 10mm real quick, and then we'll disconnect the headlight. Okay, we got our bolts out. Let's see if this pops right out now. Looks like there's a connector down here. We pinch and pull out. Easy peasy there. Alright guys, I got the headlight out. Check this out. So I showed you that this thing is completely missing the top rubber. Well, look where it is. It's down here, lodged down below the headlight. Wow. That's crazy. Look at that. Just sheared right off. Huh. They really need to rethink this motor mount design for sure. Alright guys, we had some audio issues here, so I'm just doing a voiceover. This was an 8mm bolt that you have to remove for this little plastic shield that's kind of in the way for the main bolt there going into the frame. So taking that off here. And then here are the top bolts for the mount that go into the actual engine or the head. I used a breaker bar here because they're Loctited in there, so they were pretty tight. So just used a breaker bar to break them loose, and then you'll see here I'm going to actually zip them the rest of the way out with my impact after I loosen them up. This is an Torx, so E14 on the head bolts there. So there's one other bolt off to the side that I don't think I showed on the video here. It's an E12 that you'll have to remove that holds the AC line. And then here is that side bolt going into the mount. Removing that. Using a swivel there on the end. You probably can't see that, but just an extension with the swivel and then that E14 socket. This is the last bolt here going into the frame there. So couldn't quite get in there straight, so did use the swivel on this as well, and then used the impact to zip that out. And then the fun times of trying to fish that mount out of there. As you can see, this thing is broken in a few pieces here, and just gotta finagle it around all the AC lines, try not to damage any of the wiring. But man, that thing was just totaled, man. You can see there's pieces of the aluminum broken there, and just bad deal. Alright guys, so the other piece is back here. So this thing massively broke. The aluminum actually sheared in half on that. So this is the piece I'm going to have to transfer over. That's for that AC line bracket to attach to. So we've got 3 different pieces here, guys. It's supposed to be all one piece, so this thing was freaking just obliterated. Anyway, I'll show you the new one that we have, and then we got to start getting this thing put back together. So here's our new one. Looks a little nicer, huh? Rubber is intact. So you guys, you can go with whatever mount you prefer. If you want to spend a little more and hope that you don't have to do it again. You can, but I just think this style of mount is just going to prone to break again, so it's going to be something you're going to have to replace again if you put a lot of miles on your car. This one came from Amazon. Like I said, I'll have a link to all the parts and tools to my Amazon Associates store. I get a little kickback if you guys use my links. But this one was only 40 bucks, so super cheap. The labor is what kills you on these things, guys. So if you can do it yourself, save all that money in labor. I've heard anywhere from 700 to 1,000 bucks in labor for these. I did quote it out at the mini dealership. To do it there, they have to do all three mounts: the transmission mount, the second motor mount, and the top one. They won't just do one, so it gets to be up close to $3 grand if you do all three of them plus labor. So we're gonna try and finagle this thing back in here. It's not gonna go in as easy because it's not in three pieces, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing fished through here with all these wires and AC lines. I'm getting close. If we can get that line over. Oh, there we go. I think we're almost in. That dang plastic piece in the back was holding us up, guys. There it is, guys. Now, we're going to have to get the engine lined up for those bolt holes. So that could be interesting. Going to have to use our jack and try and manipulate this engine. See, it moves quite a bit in there, the engine, so hopefully we can get it lined up. There is a little piece that kind of lines it up that goes through that mount that's already on the engine, so I think we can get it. Alright guys, we're going to go in with this bolt and the other one going on the frame there first. We'll get those most of the way in, and then we'll line up the engine for the top three bolts. So we'll snug those for now in case we need to loosen them. We don't want to get them too tight yet. And we'll go back and tighten them up here. Okay, let's see if we can get this one in right. I mean, it feels like it's going in. I hope it's not threading, stripping the threads. So I think we'll try and get our middle one in there. Yeah, that one feels like it's going in good. So I'm going to keep going on these. I'm doing it with the Ratchet because I don't want to mess anything up with the impact. So we'll just keep trading off here and going down on all three of these to try and keep them level. Okay, so these top bolts, guys, we're supposed to snug them to 30 foot-pounds. Just so you're aware, I know in the comments some of you guys are going to say these are one-time use bolts, and I'm reusing them. So, yeah. If you want to do it right, order yourself some new bolts. So, 30 foot-pounds, and then it says 74 foot-pounds for the two bolts on the side. So, we're going to try and get those snugged up. We'll get the headlight put back in here, guys. And I think we're about done. There's the finished product. Got the light back in. May have to play with adjustment or a little bit. We'll see. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I think we have it all finished up here. I'm going to do an oil change before I get it off my quick jacks because it's about due for the season. So get an oil change done. But if you guys have any questions for me, leave a comment down below. Like I said, I'll have all the parts that I use, part numbers, and all the tools linked down below to my Amazon Associate store. If you need to pick up any of that, check that out. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. Have a good one.